Ciao, my name is Ain, A-I-N, and I'm here recording a video. It is cycle 7 and a few, but we'll just say it's cycle 7. For cycle 8, we will be back to uploading on Monday. That being said, you are watching a series I like to call Ain's Weekly Progression, where I simply show what I have done throughout the week. And yeah, let's jump right into it because Daily Reset is in about an hour. So this is the mood for this cycle. As you can see, it's no Hatsune Miku. I don't think my campaign, hard or normal, has gone up. I did do one tower at 78. You can see the squad power is slightly higher now due to the synchro level having changed. I think the amount of Nikkes that I have is still exactly the same. And my research level is at 40. And the Lost Relics over there. Alright, so let's move on to the squad. So what have I done? Currently we're at synchro 135. We are working on getting towards 141. I have 2 squads that I currently use. This is currently my event team. As you can see, I have Xmas Anne, which is quite nice. And then the next thing is my PvE team. And not much has changed for my PvE team, although you could make the case that this should be my new PvE team, given that Noise is doing quite a bit of healing. So instead of bringing in Noah, who as much as she is a pilgrim, as much as she's doing the rocket launcher thing, making the burst a lot easier, it's a bit more secure to simply use Noise and out-heal the damage, at least where I currently am in campaign and simulation room. Moving on, let's go into our inventory. And as you can see, where consumables are set up in a way that I am prepping for 141. So we have all of these core dust that's just there, waiting to be used. I'm not quite sure if I have 35k core dust yet, but we will get there soon. We did burn most of our supplies for battle data, so we're quite low on that. We also have the pay-to-win T9 equipment selection box, and I'm still on the fence on what I ought to be grabbing it for, because I could go the supporter route, which would then make my Noise heal more damage as well as boost the HP by more because of the HP bonus that comes with the T9 versus the T7 or the T6. Or I could go the attacker route so that both Haran and Privity have as much attack as possible, which may allow me to push further into campaign. Or we go the defensive route, because I have no idea whether or not I would have to use Noah in harder content, especially with the upcoming co-op event that is going to be Storm Terror or something like that, which I have yet to even see yet. So we've been sitting on this T9 equipment selection box until we know exactly what it is we want to do with our account. I did see that outpost defense caps at level 100, so it may be in my best interest to do whatever it takes to be able to push my outpost defense to level 100 as soon as possible. As for materials, you can see everything is still quite the same. We've got our recruit vouchers, we have our advanced recruitment vouchers, but also we have arena exchange vouchers, and this is quite important, I feel, because I have yet to really push my Nikkes past skill level 4. And so I believe last stream we went through our Nikkepedia and figured out which Nikkes we wanted to level up. And then of course, equipment. I don't really think I need to show this because it doesn't show you the pieces that you have that other Nikkes are equipping. These are simply the unequipped fodder. Now let's move on into the arc. Not much to say with Lost Sector, nothing has changed. We still haven't done either of these two. I believe either today or tomorrow we will do so. I am quite behind because I've been dealing with offline stuff as well as some other games that I currently am not streaming. The deadlines were not very kind. Moving on to Tribe Tower. We have made plenty of progress down here in the manufacturing tower. However, our regular Tribe Tower is only one floor higher than before. Then we have Arena. And I tend to float somewhere around rank 15, rank 13. I do think if I spent tokens, I may be able to push higher, considering that my team has changed. My defense team, as well as my attacking team, now look like this. The difference being is that in my defense team, I have Xmas, Anne, and Noah swap places, just in case the taunt goes a different place. I realize that for defense, if I come against a rocket launcher squad, it is probably in my best interest to space out my taunters so that it doesn't touch the highest priority target. I need Noah to stay alive to be able to do burst 2, but when it comes to defense, it is far better for me to utilize Xmas Anne's burst 2 in case that they clip one of my attackers, because I don't really get to control what occurs when I'm getting attacked, and this may serve as a nice deterrent. All I know is I'm very stably in rank 15 when it comes to my rookie arena. And as you can see, this is the current rankings of my server. As you can see, I'm over there in 15. Let me just keep going down. It's kind of interesting to see who comes up and who goes down. Occasionally the names change, but for the most part, it's been practically the same song and dance. We'll have to see what happens with Special Arena that I think is coming in either tomorrow or tonight's reset. Moving on to Interception, we still have not unlocked because we're not at Chapter 16, but we have very stably been hitting Stage 7, if not Stage 8, if the RNG serves me well. And this is the team that I've been running. I swapped out Novel for Arya, and it's a surprising bit of damage. I'm not quite sure why this team comp works better than the previous team comp. Perhaps it's because Arya is a machine gunner, so I'm able to clear the red circles better. I do not have Drake, so I can't quite go the standard fare shotgun comp. But for the meantime, I have been able to very stably hit rank 7 off stream and barely hit rank 7 on stream. There is a bit of an FPS drop whenever I put my HDMI cable into my phone, so I'm going to say that's the reason why there's such a huge discrepancy between on-stream and off-stream. Then we have the simulation room. There's really not much to say about the simulation room, not much has changed. We're still doing difficulty 4. When we do difficulty 4, the team comp is this, and surprisingly, it is very stable. Between, excuse me, between Noise's burst, healing the trash mob damage, a Novel dealing with the near, Privity dealing with the mid, Haran dealing with the far, and then after Noise's burst, we move on to Leader's burst, which then refreshes Noise's burst. It's been a pretty stable cycle. The only stages that seem to give me trouble in Simulation Room is when we have mobs that have defense plus, and that takes quite a while to break down. Okay, we are going to move on to rankings. So once again, my server is 66, so the rankings look like this. I am not going to bother scrolling further down because it's quite a long ways down. I don't imagine my chances of hitting top 10 anywhere here is very high, considering that I am not doing daily or weekly refreshes as well. So my only hope to get banners and borders at this point is simply to outlast the people who are in server 66. So I've kind of let go in a certain sense. And I'm hoping that at some point, playing this game for maybe like a year or two, I'll eventually get a banner. But until that day happens, I'm chilling pretty much in the 20s to 30s range. Now we'll go towards recruit. I've shown this in the previous op, but we have Anne, the Miracle Fairy. I did pull for her. We pulled, I think, 50 pulls, and we got her miraculously on the final pull. There's still Xmas Rupee. I do like her design. However, I do need to save my rainbow tickets for when New Year's comes. And so I have decided to skip this banner as well as the previous Laplace banner. She does look very nice though, and the double burst does seem like a very fun mechanic. Maybe they'll come out with a burst 2 gimmick, because that would be pretty interesting too. You have a burst 1 that repeats and a burst 2 that cycles back to burst 1. So you do burst 1, then you do burst 2 that repeats back to burst 1, then you do burst 2, then you do burst 3, and somehow you will have managed to burst 5 times. I expect at some point that's going to be a mechanic, because Xmas Rupee is here to fulfill that repeat. And then we have the ordinary recruit. There's really not much to say. My friend points I have been saving up, but every time it hits weeklies, and if I don't end up pulling for the banner, I gotta pull at least 20 times. So unfortunately, this number doesn't ever seem to be going up. Wow, that was terrible grammar. Next, we will go into Outpost. Alright, now in the Outpost, let us start with our Outpost defense. Our Outpost defense is at level 55. I have 45 more levels to go, which is quite a tall order, if you ask me. My Tactics Academy is completely maxed out, and this is as best as it's going to get for now. Hopefully they come out with more Tactics Academy, because I really do appreciate the buff as well as the legacy boost of having played the game for so long. Infrastructure Core still graphically looks bugged. I'm not quite sure why these nodes are offline when I am Infrastage 9. These are my current buffs. Moving on to the recycling room. I think the only difference here is that my supporter level has gone up by 1, and maybe both the Missilus and Tetra went up by 1, but I think it's only Tetra that went up by 1. We are still gapped because we need to hit 141 before we can level up the General again. And then something that actually has changed would be the current Synchro Room. So I have organized my Synchro Room in order of manufacturing towers. So I got the top. The first 3 rows are all manufacturing units that I utilize to climb the towers. And then if there are some free spaces, I fill them with the pilgrims. And then we have the bottom where we have Aria for PvE and then Delta for the event boost. I think the 4th row is subject to change, but as of right now, because I don't pull very often, I think I am pretty okay being where I am right now. Special Arena may change that, and so for next cycle, I may drop 5,000 gems simply to unlock another row so that I am able to make 3 decent teams for Special Arena. We'll have to see how that goes. And then finally, in our command center, let's go Lost Relics first. Not a lot has changed. I believe we've gotten maybe 3 more pieces of lore, simply because we cleared 1 more chapter from the last time I mentioned Lost Relics. And then here is our advising. Currently, a lot of these units are at rank 9 bond, and the reason why they haven't been 10 is because I wanted to record what their voice lines were like before they turn into rank 10. Granted, you can still hear the old voice lines if you click on them in the Wikipedia page. And so that is currently where we're at. I have started to level up Noise as well as Anne Miracle Fairy simply because I use them in PvP. Sugar, because I would like to run a shot comp in the future. Privity, because Privity is my main DPS along with Haran. Leader, because she is my main support. Brid, because she is my first pulled SSR waifu. Ludmilla, because she's a tank. I may utilize her in the future. Current content doesn't really justify utilizing her, but she probably has the best taunt tank kit in the game, aside from Noise, who is currently bugged, and we have no idea whether or not she's supposed to do what she's doing right now. And I believe that is it in terms of all of these sections. What is left is to go through the events that are currently online. We'll start from the bottom up. So once again, you have day by day. I don't think I really need to go through all of this. I have done everything. We're simply waiting for the event to disappear. The winter pass is done. And then when we go into Miracle Snow, which is the nice UI, we'll look at our missions. We have yet to grab Nieve yet. I feel like every single stream I say I'm going to pull her, I'm going to take her out, and I'm going to invest in her, but it never happens. Maybe next reset will be the day, because hard mode releases. Unfortunately, 15k is the highest I've been able to get in terms of the achievement for the minigame. The closest that I've gotten, I believe, is 18k, but I am missing 2,000 points, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to be capable to do it. So we're probably going to miss out on 50 gems. Can't be helped. I thought about taking the login stamp out. After 2 days, I realized, wait, I want to wait until I can get Neve. And so I've kind of waited, and lo and behold, we're done with our 14 days memory. Story 1, completely complete. Absolutely done. There's really nothing to say. It is nice, though, that if you didn't clear it, the reward here is about the same as part 2. So you're really not missing out on anything at all. Because if you go to Story 2, it's exactly the same at 2 core dust. So, didn't miss out on anything. I believe next stream we will be doing this one, simply because this is about to unlock in 43 minutes. Not really sure if it's necessary to showcase the minigame, but this is the minigame. We have quite a lot of these. We'll pull them probably at the final day of the event, because I have no idea if it's going to expire, and I would really rather not get screwed over. It seems like when mistakes occur in the game that make players miss out on resources because they didn't make the time limit, there usually is no compensation. So on the final day of the event, I will pull all of the Rupee Ultra Premium gift boxes. I have never scored so low as to get the Rupee Premium gift box, but that's fine. I don't really think I need to be a completionist like that, so we're not going to do that. And then lastly, here's the shop. I haven't taken anything out yet. I've just been accumulating snowflakes. And I believe that is it. That is all of my progress for this current cycle. For the next cycle, I would like to push campaign as far as possible. Clearing chapter 13, chapter 14 would be really nice, but I do know I have to break the 141 wall. I'm not quite sure if I can do that. My current plan is to grind as much core dust as necessary to hit 141, and then I swap my focus towards battle data. The co-op event is coming up soon, and the special arena is coming up soon. So we'll have to see how that shakes up our daily progress, I guess. Our daily progress, our daily flowchart. I'm not quite sure what to call it. Oh, with that being said, that is the end of this cycle. The next cycle will be on Monday rather than halfway through the week. There was a little bit of a hiccup, but I believe we can get back on track. Also, I may be looking towards turning the series into a shorts series rather than long-form YouTube content. I feel like there are plenty of things that I can say and get done in like 5 or 10 minutes. But this video has been going on for 20. I'm trying to talk less. I'm trying to get through the information faster, but maybe a one-take video just isn't the format. So with that being said, my name is Ain, A-I-N, and I am out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, night, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next stream. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao for now.